Hi, everybody. I trust each and every one of you is well and thriving despite the cold. Yeah, thank you guys for each and every one of you. There are 100 plus of you guys. You have no idea. We are so grateful. So grateful. May God bless you for supporting us, for encouraging us, for keeping us going. Well, I didn't know this thing was this hard, but we are already here and there's no turning back. Kataenda kakiendanga, kaende tena sana. Yeah, so we are here and you're not turning back. Yeah, so something has really been making me a bit sad, and this is in the area of marriage, where people are just leaving marriages with all kind of reasons, like reasons that are not really making sense at all. There are bigger reasons why people can walk out of marriages, but some reasons are just, they are totally not making sense. Ni kama kuingia choo, unaingia choo ukitoka, getting into the loo and out. Like, people, I don't think people really understand what marriage comes with. People really don't understand that it's a commitment. It's a covenant. You're in it through it all. Good, bad, the ugly, everything. Oh, not everything. There's some things, hapana. Utasema, hapana. Yesu hakunileta hapa nihangaike hivi. So you just, yeah. So, for me, I don't think I was prepared. I don't think there's anybody who's really prepared for a divorce. Hata kama uko na pesa kiasi gani, you understand. I don't think you can ever be prepared for it. There'll always be something that you're like, where I didn't even know this was gonna happen to me. Yeah. And for me, like I said, I'm not here to advise anyone about marriage, or I'm not even a marriage expert or relationship expert in any kind, or in any way or form. This is just out of my own experiences, and I'm just here to share. Ndio ukisema unakanyanga nje, think long and hard as you're living your marriages. There are things that come with it, and they're not very nice things. Yeah, don't leave your man because he's broke. Don't leave your man because he's lost his job, or he's sick, or is this, that, and the other. You said your vows, and there's some things you just don't walk out. You don't walk away from and say that I am done, and thinking you're not gonna get a finer dude out there or a better woman out there. You'll get into that relationship and you realize it could actually turn out to be worse, and you wish you even stayed in your marriage or in your relationship. You understand? Sometimes you really have to think long and hard. You have to really fight. Don't just leave. Think long and hard. This thing of your husband or your partner has cheated. He's coming asking for forgiveness. He's remorseful. He's willing to change and make it work. People make mistakes. The Bible tells us, a righteous man shall fall 7 times and still arise. He has fallen. We are human beings on this earth. We are in the physical realm. We shall fall, tutakosea. We shall make mistakes here and there, but we choose to arise and keep going. So when your partner comes asking for forgiveness, surely extend grace to this person. I'm sure even you, maybe chances are no one has really dug into your stuff. There are things that you've also done that are not correct. They're not in order. Extend grace to that other person, and especially if a man has done whatever he has done and is willing to change and be a better person, give that person a chance, and also search yourself and find out, what was my contribution to it, and work things out. And above all, involve God in your marriage, usikanyange nje. Soko ni chafu, like my friends always tells me, like hanging out with some of my friends sometimes. The male, the male gender, and I like hearing what they have to say, especially I mean, when I mean I like hanging out with some of my friends, I mean the single ones. Yeah, I'll seek advice here and there from the married men, kidogo lakini si sana. Boundaries pia lazima tuangalie. Yeah, so they say soko ni chafu, and for real soko ni chafu tena sana. Fikiria sana. Mimi, the shock of my life. I was married. Let me tell you, marriage, when you're married, you're protected. It's your husband who goes out there fighting for deals, doing all sorts of things to protect his family, to provide for his family, to be the priest of the home. Wewe, kanyanga hapa nje kama mwanamke. Utakuwa kwa nini hapo nje unajaribu kufunga deal usiku? Hapana. It is not easy. And how I used to think ati you'll meet a nice guy, akudate nini. You'll realize where things have changed and things are not the same. Okay? So yeah, back to where we were. Soko ni chafu, kaeni kwa mandoa, nikubaye huku nje. Sisi ma singles tunakanga kwa nyumba because you don't want to be out there just doing all funny stuff. Tulipata Yesu na decide tupatikane. Na sisi tujifungie pia sisi, but we are very careful where we go, who we talk to, how we engage the other sex. You know what I mean? Things have really, really changed. So, for me, when I left the marriage, what drastically changed is my standard of living. My friend, I'd never been in a matatu for 14 years. All of a sudden, I'm in a matatu. I didn't even know where. And it was just a lot. When I left, I had to leave everything. And everything had to change. My standard of living drastically changed. From driving a nice car to now you're taking matatu everywhere, And that, if you're not the type to really adjust or change or adapt, it can really mess you up, Haya, umaskini na check-in. There are days or even go to bed hungry, because now you have to pay bills. You have rent, you have water, you have power, you have to eat, you have to budget for transport to work, And saa zingine, you budget unapata hakuna kitu umebaki nayo. What do you do? I found myself in a situation where nalala njaa na kuna kucha. So you have to stop doing some things so that you're able to fit within your budget. So if you're not very careful, you can really, really get into poverty just like that. Yeah? Then, because again, the support that you are getting from your spouse, remember you're all living in one house, and especially if you had a spouse, a husband who totally supported you in everything, and now that is gone, that will definitely mess you up, So if you're not very careful, you can really sink into poverty very fast. Haraka sana. Because now that's spousal support is gone. It ends. Inaisha. Unajua vile unafunganga mfereji. Unafunga mfereji na maji itoki. Hivo. There's nothing. You're on your own. Hey, you don't want to go through that. You do not want to go through that. When you are jobless, no one will care. Hi. They'll only support you for a few days. Then you're back to being on your own. You're on your own. You figure things out on your own. No one is going to get you out of that hole. You get yourself out. Yeah? Haya. Then if you're going through the legal processes and there's a delay, remember, it's just denting your pocket the whole time. So you also have to, some things you just have to let go. Some things you have to say, you know what? For me, I had to let some things go because now nilipiga hesabu nika realize, hey, hapa sitawezana, let me just, yeah. Your friends take off. All my friends, especially the married women, oh my goodness, they stop talking to me. You stop getting invited into places, into parties. They stop hanging out with you. Now you're of a different class. You're at a lower class. They're still living the best of their lives. You're not on the same league, They start hanging out with the rich girls. No, you are not a rich girl anymore. You're not globetrotting. You're not doing this and that. Manze, wasichana, wanawake, manze support your fellow women. If you know a girl somewhere is anakipitia, support them. You just never know. Manze, you just never know. Maisha hubadilika sana. Sana tena sana. Support your other female friends. Don't let your girls go. Don't watch your girls suffer and unaangalianga tu. Support them where you can. Yeah, it is not easy. Self-esteem checks in. You have such low self-esteem. You wonder, especially where another woman was involved, you wonder whether it's that you're not beautiful enough, shape ilisha, kulendaje. That really messes you up emotionally even. You feel so bad. You feel that you are failed. You feel like, and even when the babies come in, marriages can really change a woman. I believe a man can either make you thrive, or not. If a man is there to support you, you can easily look at a woman and know whether she's happy in a marriage or not. Ati kale ka glow kana kuanga. My friend, kuna wengine mtu anakauka kama kuni, kama mti, because ni kubaya huko ndani. So when you're coming out, a lot really goes through your head, because, and especially if there was another woman involved, and it really, really messes you up. Yeah. And you really don't know how to deal with it. Personally, have learned not to be, when I see people going through it, when I see single ladies, single moms going through it, I really can't judge. I really can't judge even how they're dealing with it. Let me tell you, when you're going through a divorce, only you understand what you're going through. And I always think, wacha kufinyilia, have people who are genuinely there for you. Some are hanging out with you and they're busy laughing at you. Some are there to see what you're doing with dealing with the divorce so that they can go talk about it. When watasema wewe ni mlevi, for me, like, the best way I knew how to deal with it, I would go sit somewhere and have a drink and just go through it. I just went through it. And there are many nights I was just by myself and I just went through it. Sikuficha, I dealt with it the way I knew how. Because I even when I'm upset, I don't know how to hide it. It will just show on my face. So, and I lost a lot of weight. I lost a lot of weight. I had breakouts, man, because I was really going through it. So, support your girl out there. When you know a single mom is going through it, hata kama hauna kitu ya kumpatia, encourage that woman, because you really don't know what she's going through. Knowing how women were emotional, you really can't get it. And sometimes even sitting there and just supporting, or even helping babysit her children, or even just pop in and fix a meal for her. Or when she calls you and she's not feeling well, just show up, support each other. Leo ni wewe, leo ni yeye, wezi jua kama kesho ni wewe, Yeah, so friends, don't take off from your girl. Stick with her. That's what friendship is about. Yeah. And don't carry the blame as a woman. Don't carry the blame. Ishafanyika. It hasn't worked. It's not the end of the world. Jikusanye tu pole pole, For me, I went through it, man. I had to leave everything and I had to start from scratch. There's a point I even used to sleep on the floor. But God is a faithful God. He restores kidogo too. And as you go, you're also learning. You learn along the way. Mungu anakufunza. And the one thing that God never does, he never lets you go. Atakushikilia. Na mkono yake atakuweka tu hapa kwa hiyo palm yake na atakushikilia. You'll go through it. And then you'll also able to support another woman. Go through it as well. You'll able to advise somebody else going through it. And before even getting into this marriage, seek God. Ask God, is this person the right one for me? Take your time. Ndoa si ya kuingia na kutoka. Take your time. Because we always know. We always know when the Holy Spirit is always talking to you. Ile unasema gut feeling. By the way, kuna ile feeling kwa nayo. That is the Holy Spirit talking to you. Ask God from the get-go. Is this person the right one for me? Na usikue na haraka. Hakuna haraka hii kitu. Take your time. You'd rather be single than be in the wrong relationship. That's what I believe. Kaa tu single mpaka you pate the right person. Because you don't want to get into another relationship and again you're out. Yeah. Yeah, so that is what I had to share. this is out of experience. It's just sad what I'm seeing out there. I know I'm still a strong believer of marriage. I love marriage, and I love it when I see it thrive. When I see people are happy and they're thriving their marriages. You feel hopeful. You feel that there is hope, and that it's doable. So yeah, that's all I had to share today, guys. It's not easy, but we have to keep going. Lazima tuendelee, because it comes with phases, and with every phase it gets better. Mnavumiliana too, and you keep choosing each other, and you keep loving on each other. Yeah. So thank you very much for your support, for being here. We love you guys, and I hope to see you on the next video, where we'll be able to share. If you have something to say, feel free to comment, to say something on how we can improve the channel, etc. If you have anything to contribute, any ideas, whatever it is, don't shy off. Feel free. Hii challenge yetu na tuagrosi wote pamoja. It's not just for us, for me and my family. It's for all of us. So bye, and see you on the next one, and take care. Bye.